The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. So call Two Eagles Auto Body and ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. Knockem Dead Comedy Radio.
Behind the bag, it gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Hello, Tony. Mookie Wilson here, 1986 Mets. How you doing? Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Dead Comedy Radio, man. I miss you. I wish I was still up there, man. But I'll wait till it warms up a little bit, and hopefully this year things will be a little bit better, man. But when we're talking about comedy, hey, the early years of Mets was a lot to laugh about. You had to make a lot of comedy off those guys. Hey, hope to see you guys during the summer, and hopefully get back on the show, man, at some point in time during the course of the year, all right? All right? Yeah, fine. Contact me, man. All right, Tony. Talk to you later.
3-2 to Mookie Wilson. Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Hello, Tony. Mookie Wilson here, 1986 Mets. How you doing? Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, that Knockem Day Comedy Radio, man. I miss you. I wish I was still up there, man. But I'll wait till it warm up a little bit, and hopefully this year things will be a little bit better, man. But when we're talking about comedy, hey, the early years of Mets was a lot to laugh about. You had to make a lot of comedy off those guys. Hey, hope to see you guys during the summer, and hopefully you'll get back on the show, man, at some point in time during the course of the year, all right? All right? Yeah, fine. Contact me, man. All right, Tony. Talk to you later.
3-2 to Mookie Wilson. Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Hello, Tony. Mookie Wilson here, 1986 Mets. How you doing? Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, that Knockem Day Comedy Radio, man. I miss you. I wish I was still up there, man. But I'll wait till it warm up a little bit, and hopefully this year things will be a little bit better, man. But when we're talking about comedy, hey, the early years of Mets was a lot to laugh about. You had to make a lot of comedy off those guys. Hey, hope to see you guys during the summer, and hopefully you'll get back on the show, man, at some point in time during the course of the year, all right? All right? Yeah, fine. Contact me, man. All right, Tony. Talk to you later.
You don't have to put those on. My mic's no, not at all. Especially after you wear it.
COVID patient zero. I know.
No, you don't have to wear. I have my mic's attached, so I have to wear mine. Yeah. Plus, I have to check the levels and stuff. I don't, I know you guys don't want to ruin the money maker.
No, I like to hear myself, but you got the fucking legitimate headsets, and you want to give us these fucking these mittens that's fucking this sperm in there. I don't know what that's
probably yours from the last time you were here.
The ultraviolet light, so you can see what's up in there.
I don't know, right? You think they were $3 for a cover or something?
God's honest truth, we did. We bought the covers. It was like $8. And then somebody took them.
Someone took the covers.
Yeah, I just keep forgetting to order new ones.
Rough, man.
I swear to you, it's true.
If you got to steal covers, fucking headset. They stole my seat, my bike seat, bro.
The what?
My bicycle seat cover. I mean, I'm sitting there in the summertime sweating balls, and somebody actually took the seat cover.
Really?
The seat cover, yeah.
Well, did they see you on it?
I don't know.
Because maybe they want it.
The deal,
like maybe it's like maybe you have some kind of stalker who's like at home sniffing it.
Sniffing you.
Maybe,
Gotta start charging for that.
Like
shit.
Kritikos. Love it.
Exactly.
Man. It smells good.
See, we're already off to a weird start. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Show. It's gonna be a crazy one. Brandon has returned for another day. We got George over there in the end.
What's up, guys?
And of course, the man himself, Great Kritikos, is here.
What's going on, buddy?
Who you can see tonight in the Giggle Room right here at Governor's Comedy Club.
With Terry McNeely.
Now, do you know Terry?
I was. He had contacted me a while back, and I was never on any kind of show with him. I know we have mutual friends, Kritikos, all these people,
Yep.
And but he was excited. I invited him down to Crooked to read as a cop, for Crooked, and he.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he got really excited. I mean, he came down, and he's. I know he's worked with Adam Gable. He's worked with a lot of guys that I work with, in Manhattan. So we finally met, and he's like, "Great, it's finally nice to meet you." I said, "Very nice to meet you as well." And tonight, I'll be on the Giggle Room.
Nice.
So,
he's nuts.
Right? Yeah, he's a nice guy. Yeah, cool guy.
Oh no, he's great. I'm joking, but yeah, he's a little nutty.
Yeah,
but he's cool. Yeah, he's good.
The other guy's
like
nutty. The one that used to bring George Gallo, right? Gallo.
Oh, now that's nuts.
Yeah, he brings a ladder on stage. I remember. We did 2 shows. What was that show that we did? Remember at
in the Brazilian spot?
The Brazilian spot.
Yeah.
He, the Balloonatic.
Is that the name of a place? The Brazilian spot?
Yeah, it was a Brazilian.
Sounds like someplace I'd like to be right now.
Yeah. No.
I know what you mean.
But their opening comedy, they were pitching the idea of doing comedy. So they had sent me a date, and I couldn't do that date, and they went with George, and he did, and then
Master
I did
Grill,
the second one, Master Grill.
Oh, okay,
Okay. And then I did the second show, But
George is...
So some of the Long Island comics that I'm meeting, like Brandon, I've been talking to him. I had no idea it was the Brandon today.
The Brandon.
The Brandon. That's my new stage name.
The Brandon. Yes.
The Brandon.
We'll just introduce you as the Brandon.
Yeah.
So
no,
I'm not wearing headsets over here because Tony gave me some fucking eating mushrooms. I don't know what the fuck these things are, man. Look at this. Who the fuck would put this on their head in their ear?
It feels pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. It's nice and fuzzy.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Broken in.
I better headsets, probably.
Barely.
Look at yours compared to mine, man. Mine look like things are living in there.
I actually do wipe them down.
You wipe
Honest.
them down.
He spits on them and polishes them.
Did you wipe the floor down? Because it was kind of sticky out there.
I don't know what's going on out there with those.
So people are coming in the hallway.
And those are new floors.
Your feet are stuck. What?
Those floors aren't even a year old.
It's really sticky out there.
I don't know
man.
what happened. It just all of a sudden, kind of one day, was like, went to shit. I don't know what. And everybody's asking, what happened out here? What happened?
I plead the fifth. I'm trying to get booked here.
Well, I mean, it's just the backstage area. It doesn't matter. It doesn't count.
How's your show doing? That you were doing the some kind of comedy murder case thing.
Yeah, I've been doing comedic, audience interactive murder mystery shows for almost 30 years. I've been doing it.
Really?
Oh yeah. It's going well. We're working our way back from COVID. Because we're interactive. We're not just on a stage and people are just watching. We're interactive. We walk through the audience. And it's dinner theater.
Similar to Tony and Tina's wedding.
It is.
back in the day?
That's exactly how I describe it. It's Tony and Tina's wedding with a murder.
Wow.
It's that same type of deal.
I worked with Susan Campanaro, by the way, a couple of times. She was brilliant.
Yep, I know. Oh, jeez, Joe Corcoran, the guy who owns it, the guy who produces
him
it.
also.
Yeah, great guy. I know Joe well.
They had contacted me to go at a show one time in Manhattan on 46 because of the way they were doing it. I remember the first time I had went. I took my ex-wife back then. I'm happily divorced, and we had gone. It was in the Village. So after you go to the ceremony part, you walk and
Right, you go to the ceremony.
The second
Yep.
time I had gone to 46th Street, it was all right up in town, and Susan invited me down there, Susan Campanaro. And this time they actually wanted me to get up, and I did a little bit of comedy.
Oh, nice.
Well, yeah, so it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Working with Tony and Tina's wedding. It's really cool, man.
I brought it. I actually worked with Joe and brought it back to Long Island a few years ago, and I don't know why it didn't. There was issues with the venue, but I don't know. It should be up and running again, in my opinion. That's such a great show. But yeah, that is basically how I describe what we do.
Interact with the audience.
Throughout, from beginning to end.
The first time I had gone, I went with my wife, like I said, and some guy comes up to me and says, "Yo, Cheech, what's up?" Man? And you know me, I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Right.
My wife say, "You know him?" I'm like, "No." He just came up to me.
Yeah.
Because that's what they do. You know, I enjoy it.
Our show is more scripted because there is the murder involved. So the audience has to solve it. So and we kind of lead them through it. So it's a little more. It's more scripted. It's not as much as a free for all. Like you have something going on in 5 different areas during Tony and Tina's wedding, where the audience is, we're interacting with them, but there's only one thing going on at a time, so everybody's looking at the same thing. But it took a while because we are so interactive with the audience. We knew once COVID hit, we knew that we would be one of the last things to bounce back because we're right there with everybody. But
Hard to do that shit over Zoom.
yeah, we actually
Did you?
we
Yeah, of
did
course you
some,
fucking did.
and it was actually me that I still get people calling me from other parts of the world for Zoom, and I actually turn it down.
Oh, yeah.
I can't. I just can't.
Yeah, I didn't do any of that stuff.
Ugh, awful.
Yeah, I didn't do no Zoom comedy. I remember I got asked to do a show at the Bel Air Diner. Remember when they were doing in the back during the pandemic? They actually built a stage, and they had people sitting in their cars.
Yeah.
While you're on stage, and I'm like, what the fuck, So I tell the guy, I said, bro, how they clapping? He's like, well, they turn their lights on and off.
Yep.
I was like, so heckling is what, the windshield wipers going? He started laughing.
I went to a concert like that.
Yeah.
Down by Jones Beach. Same thing. Band is up. Everybody's in their cars, and you're just hitting the lights. There's no noise. You just, and if you got out of the car, sure enough, there was security coming at you, and then they loosened up as the night went on. People, as long as you were like leaning against your car and not going on, then they were. But yeah, I was like, this sucks.
Speaking of masks, George was telling me on the way here that they're pushing the mask again. People are walking around with masks.
I have heard that myself.
I've seen them, man.
I was watching. It's funny. I was watching this review on a Bronco. I'm looking at Broncos, like the convertible Broncos, pretty cool truck.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm looking at the reviews, and the review is like a year or so old, and the guy was there by himself reviewing the Bronco, how to take the top off and all this jazz, and he had the mask on. And now looking back on it, you're looking like, what's wrong with us? Like, we're fucking nuts.
Right.
But anyway, yeah, just be careful. They're bringing it back.
Well,
Dude, I'm so glad I invested way too much in like branded masks for like my podcast
Right, no, a lot
and
of
shit.
people did. That's true, man.
That my
That's so
investment
fucking
all of a
true.
sudden is way less shitty.
Yeah, man.
No, I seriously, I put in the order and I got them delivered maybe a couple weeks before they were like, take that shit off, you're fine.
Oh,
Like,
man. Timing, man.
Now
Timing.
you'd be a trendsetter.
I guess I don't know.
They're
I'm
coming
just
back,
riding the
you never
wave.
know,
I'm
man.
just
Save
riding
them,
the
man.
wave.
Put them back online.
Yeah, they're saying the
sale,
numbers are
$5
rising
each.
again, right? The numbers.
Yeah.
Fucking ridiculous, man. These
Oakland,
idiots
nut
walking
job.
around
She
masked. I
started,
can't.
again. She's like, forget the vaccines that you took. They meant nothing. They didn't work. Now you got to take new ones.
Who said this?
Hochul, our governor.
Oh no!
And I'm not paraphrasing. Those are her exact words. She's fucking nuts. Cuckoo.
Yeah, and meanwhile she pushed it like crazy, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
All the, now they get a booster and another booster. Oh God! Can you imagine we go back? People are gonna go batshit if we end up.
They're
back
not
to
going to
that
do. I don't think people are going to do it.
They won't. Yeah.
They're not going to comply to that shit.
But meanwhile, but I found it funny that how crazy people got. What if
They
it
got
wasn't?
nuts.
What if? But meanwhile, you had access to everything. You just couldn't go out. I mean, when we were kids, there was no internet, there was no streaming, there was no. If this happened when we were kids, especially you, because you're so much older than us,
Yeah. and I still have hair.
and you have both your legs.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, you guys would have eaten each other for sure.
Yeah, we would have been in bad shape. Yeah.
big time.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't.
oh no, I've watched this VHS a dozen times already.
But maybe not because we weren't so spoiled like you are with all these streaming
here it goes.
and all the technology that
Yeah.
we were used to just having to fend for ourselves when we were kids.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, the
could've
good
got
part
away
about
with
us
it.
back then, we had to be creative, man.
Yeah.
Right.
These kids today, they it's like they can't be creative without their iPhone. You know what I'm saying? It's like they have to have their iPhone in front of them to give them some kind of, all this bullshit happen. Anyway, but I don't think, especially growing up in an Irish, German, Italian neighborhood, like in Astoria back in the day when I was a kid, all the kids, we were out there playing all types of games, man,
Right.
whatever. I don't think back then we would have stayed home. We would have been, fuck that, we're going out, and that's it. And in the 70s, if you remember, there was a lot of shit going on with the riots,
Oh, sure.
all that,
Yeah.
and the difference today because there are a lot of crimes right now all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
The difference between the 70s and now is that the cops, they would respond back then.
Yeah,
now
of
the
course.
cops don't fucking respond, man. Yeah, man, there's been so many issues in Astoria lately, with venues people have, where people are calling 911, and 911 just doesn't show up, yo.
Really?
Yeah, man, it's crazy, bro. It's like you call 911 and you're like, hey, there's something going on, and then the operator's like, you have an iPhone? Can we go on FaceTime? Let's see what's going on.
They want you to call back a
It's
few times to make sure you're
like
serious.
call
No
back.
shit, really?
I was in a coffee shop where this guy had come in. He walked into the coffee shop. He must have seen that somebody left a credit card there.
Okay.
So the employee walked over, grabbed the credit card, and the guy goes, yo, that's my card. And he's like, really? He's like, okay, what's your name? He's like, it's my card, man. So he was trying to duck the thing. He's like, do you have identification? So the guy just went apeshit. He's like, yo, mother, started threatening him and everything.
Yeah.
And people like, it's like, whatever. So the lady,
Someone call the
another,
cops.
they're like, call the cops. And, nobody was, nothing. It's like, what? So I call the cops. I'm like, listen, there's a disturbance taking place. I see the guy getting a little hostile or whatever. They're like, okay, does he have a weapon in his hand? I'm like, no, right now he's got like a coffee. He's inside the coffee shop and he's
Got a hot coffee.
Yeah, he might have like, zucchini or whatever. I don't fucking know, whatever. I'm like, listen, man, you have to send somebody. They're like, okay, but is he violent? They're asking these stupid questions.
No,
Wow.
That's the trick. That's the trick. You got to say that, just so you know. If you
know?
want the cops to show up in 2 seconds.
Yeah, he's
they
got
have a
something
weapon.
shiny in his hand, and
Right.
it looks like he's
Right.
he's being stabbed.
And they roll up
Oh, he's
super
stabbing him
fast.
right now. He's bleeding. Yes, it's like, and then they never showed up. Half hour later, no bullshit. It was like 35 minutes later. I get a call, and like, hi, did you call 911? I was like, yeah, 35 minutes ago. I go, the guy's dead. He died. Thanks to your phone.
Cold by now.
What is it, man? It's crazy.
And they're not respected. That's the other thing.
No,
Well,
That's
right.
cops.
That's why they're not showing up because, God forbid, somebody has a problem with something they did, and it just turns
They don't
into
want the
a.
liability. They took
Right.
away their their immunity from getting sued. You can sue a New York City cop now. It's fucking insane.
Remember that video? They were like, defund the police, and then somebody breaks in and beats the guy up, and he's like, police.
Right, right.
How defund the police, and then he's like, police. Yeah, we live in sick times right now,
Yeah,
man.
man.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's sad. But I don't know if I could go through another one, man, with bullshit, with masks and all that bullshit, and get the jab, all these people. I mean, really? I know there's people out there that's gotten like 3-4 shots already. Now you're going to tell them that all those shots didn't mean nothing. Now you're going to get another shot.
Right.
I don't know.
No, you're absolutely right. I believe it's if they treat it like the flu shot, instead of making it mandatory, and they just said if you choose to get it, we recommend you get it. But if they just didn't make it mandatory, I think most people probably would have done it anyway.
Do we have a choice these days? That's the question.
And that's exactly what pissed people off. They didn't have the choice. It was mandated. And then, depending on who you talk to, there might be side effects. There might not. Again, that's a whole other show. But the fact that they mandated it, they didn't give us a choice. And I think that's what they politicized it, basically.
Goes against the whole American,
right.
Yeah, right. How bizarre was it? Remember the clap at 7 o'clock? Do you remember the 7 o'clock?
Yeah.
Coming out their windows and clapping.
The clap that you have is something else.
Right, yeah.
You have a different clap.
Exactly. Yeah. So the same people that we were clapping for, those are the same people that got fired later on.
Well, yeah, that's true, too. Right.
So what the fuck is that about?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Cuomo was a freaking superhero when it first started. He was a rock star, man. And then now I don't know where he's hiding.
I always thought he was a
Cuomo was a rock
Did you?
star?
Yeah.
What world is fucking Tony live in?
No, I'm not. That's not my opinion. I'm just saying that's.
On, he was talking to people
Absolutely.
every day. Like it was
Thinking
a very
in his mind he's a rock star because nobody fucking liked Cuomo at all. The way I come from, everybody always fucking hated Cuomo.
No, I hear you there, but like by and large, he was the guy talking to the people when there wasn't a lot of information. Trust me, I don't like the guy either. But
suspect.
It was like a month, and then everybody was just like, "Nah, fuck this guy."
I think it was a little longer.
He had his daughter on some shows. Remember, his daughter was sitting over there. He would set up with the table, and everybody would. Listen, politicians. You know how when you're getting screwed by a politician. You know when you know
when they open their mouth
when they pulling out. Don't steal my fucking joke. Peg leg fuck. Bald-headed peg leg fuck.
That's what I do.
Oh God, you're so fucking.
So tonight the Giggle Room. That's
tonight I'm going to be over here with Terry McNeely at the Giggle Room.
That's going to be great.
And my buddy Bill Geyer.
Billy Geyer.
Yeah,
he's the man.
Oh, Billy's awesome.
I put him on some shows already. We worked, I actually brought him to a winery and he started doing his fucking dark jokes.
They're dark.
He's got one of that. What's his joke about grave digging, necrophilia, or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
All you need is a shovel and a dream. People like looking out.
Yeah.
And some lady at the end of the winery comes up. She goes, "Oh my God, Greg, why is he talking about things like that?" I go, "He's a comedian." I mean, people have comments about comment, and that's another thing that I can't stand these days. The old guys, Richard Pryor, Red Fox, all these motherfuckers, they got away with saying when comedy was really comedy,
Yep.
Archie Bunker, obviously.
Just
it's like everybody's like, very sensitive.
Just yesterday, I was watching some Don Rickles.
Don.
And I've always loved Don Rickles, and I know a lot of his work, but I just saw a clip yesterday I never saw before where he actually called the black man
say it,
monkey?
Tony, say it, go
no,
for
he
it.
did. He called him a monkey. Was it a monkey or a gorilla? I forget which. It was one of those. And I was
It was a
like,
roast, right? Was it a roast?
The show wasn't Howard Cosell. Look at that monkey go. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
People know how it goes. Freddie Solomon on the Monday night game dropped the ball and he goes, "What a waste!" in the middle of a month. Howard Cosell was another one, bro. Yeah. He used to say shit that.
Oh, absolutely right.
Back then, it wasn't like people.
But
okay,
they loved him for his honesty.
Yeah.
Now you can't do that.
Well, Don Rickles, like he'd come at you, and then at the end he'd just smile and say, "Hey."
Right.
And
he would actually say, "I poke fun at everybody." Right. But it doesn't, like, that wouldn't be enough today. He could never, if he called a black man a monkey today, he would never bounce back from that.
Forget about it.
He would never bounce back from that.
I really thought you were about to say the N-word.
I was not going to say the N-word.
I was like, damn, man, we clipping this episode. Putting this on TikTok.
No, not doing it.
He was great in Casino. Joe Pesci and him.
Oh,
what are you looking at? You fucking...
And it wasn't even that long ago. They roasted Shaq about, I don't know, 7 years ago when they roasted Shaq. And that was the topic, that was the subject matter throughout the whole thing. They were roasting him that he was, what the hell was it, McGilla Gorilla and all these crazy They went in.
How much is that gorilla in the window?
King Kong jokes. And
right.
Yeah, man, they went
And
hard.
Shaq was laughing, right?
Of course, everybody was laughing. It's hysterical.
Shaq is good people, man.
Definitely.
He's great peeps. Right?
You know Shaq?
I met him once.
Did you?
One time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the whole story?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay. All right.
From a distance. I was like, yo, what's up, Shaq?
He's like, leave me alone.
He does a lot of good things, man. He
absolutely.
supports a lot of
Shaq's
comedy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He puts on a lot of comedians. He gives them opportunity, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man. He's produced a lot of comedy, man.
I didn't know that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Damn. All right.
Well, you're white. How you gonna know about it? But anyway, yeah.
So
He's produced a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
that's cool. So I wanted to ask you, because we got a lot to talk about with you. We got movies to talk about. We got shows like the Giggle Room. Now, even last night, you had a show last night too?
Yes.
You're like
At the Irish Whiskey Bar, which is that's my way of giving back to Astoria. I do a lot of shows in Astoria. I produce a lot of shows in Astoria, and I have a place that I produce 4 times a year, and I put all different comics up. You know, I give them opportunities, and we had a great movie. Great movie. Sorry, great show last night. You're always welcome to come down and do a set. Whatever you want. We had what's his name? Kristen Romney was there, young and up and coming comic. Donnell, he was there. Donnell. Carl Hugh. Carl's a very funny Asian comic.
Chinese conservatives.
Yes, Chinese conservatives.
Really?
So
Wow.
funny. Yes. I remember one time I was doing a set, and he always like, after I bring him up, he'll be like, Greg, he's like, you can't get away with Greg. He's such a gangster with that voice, you know what I'm saying? You see him a Goodfellas. And I said, give it up for Carl. He just got dropped off by the balloon. He just jumped off the balloon. Delivery boy, and he starts laughing. He's great. I love working with comics that listen. If you're gonna bring the funny, it's okay, man. There's nothing
Absolutely
wrong with that,
right. Right.
Especially if you're gonna initiate the funny and then you come back at you. Don't get all butthurt. But that's where I was yesterday, and Mike Williams, the director of Connie, was there too yesterday.
okay.
And Mikey, he's directing Connie, and we're excited. And George is a producer on Connie as well. And so there's a lot of comics that I put on it. We're not really going to start dropping names yet, but we could talk about the show.
Yeah.
And yeah, exciting times. It finally got picked up. I mean, this sketch, we're close to like 16, 17 million views already on The Slice.
Wow, man.
When I wrote it, Ben Rosenfeld, as you know, he plays the annoying hipster.
Yes. Okay.
So when I pitched it to him, I said, yeah, I have an idea of like an old school, angry pizza guy. And, I don't know if you ever seen the sketch. You've seen it. When
Yeah, I've seen it, yeah.
From where do you sauce your tomato sauce? Like my fucking grandmother. That's from where you fuck, What about this slice? This plain slice? I go, yeah, it's a plain slice. So we had, and then he's like, but I'm a vegan. I go, I don't care if you're fucking Venezuelan. And I had like 30 million Venezuelans fucking inboxing me saying, what did we do to you? I was like, nothing. It just rolls nice off the tongue. Vegan, Venezuelan, that's all, But the big one was like, my pizzeria's been around before your dad's dysfunctional sperm knocked up your politically correct mother. That was the big one. So we had tremendous amount of success with it. And then Mike Williams came by and, it was picked up.
Yep.
And now, all right, so picked up, like, what, to make it like an actual series or something?
Yeah, pilot, man. Yeah, picked up, man. We got the budget, brother.
That's nice, man.
You have to learn that word, budget.
Yes, I do. There's a lot of things I need to learn.
Okay,
yeah.
good. So it's like, we invite Tony down to these auditions, never shows up, right?
He's a busy guy. He's a family.
All right, you want to get into
Kids
this?
first. Kids first.
I texted you. I made fun of you because the auditions were on 9/11. I said, yeah, real smart, doing something in New York City on 9/11.
There's nothing wrong with that. That was great. You know why? Because we're getting people out of their heads, and they get to audition on 9/11, and they're happy. So
Absolutely
there you
right.
go.
All right. But then I said, what time? And I'll show you my phone, motherfucker. There is no response. Oh yeah. See, You got nothing. You got nothing.
If there's anything I know about Greg Kritikos, he knows how to use a smartphone.
Yes, he knows. He inboxed me on fucking some kind of story on Instagram, and I said that right back to him. I said it right back to him. And then I realized, I was like, because I don't know, people send me stories. Am I supposed to say? I just said it right back to him. And this is the first time I'm actually meeting Brandon, you know what I'm saying? So it's like... And then he comes back, he's like, Greg, you're not supposed to send it back to me or some shit like that.
all I said was, Greg, I'm the only one seeing this. Just so you know, you're talking to the people. I'm the only people.
So was that your Brandon?
I'm so sorry.
Was that your Brandon impression right there?
That impression. I never heard him. So in my mind, I'm thinking about like, how would he respond? Hey, Greg, So anyway, but it's funny because when I promote shows, and George is my wit, he knows, what I do is I send texts out to a lot of my fans and friends.
Okay.
And they'll be like, Greg, we're coming. Now, one of the things that I can't control when it comes to shows is I can't kind of force them to purchase tickets online.
Well,
and that's the killer.
Of course, right.
That's the situation with a lot of comics, that are trying to get their friends and followers to come out.
You just post and share and all that shit and hope for the best.
I pulled out 479 people at the Bing Crosby Theater, which is one of my greatest feelings when you get on stage and you see a whole fucking sea of people.
Sure.
Show. I performed in very large crowds and huge stuff like that. And what I'm trying to get at is that, promo is very important, obviously.
Right.
And as a producer, and I've had, I've spoken in Lake Erie College to the creative department, and they talked about producing. And as a promoter, producer, whatever you want to call it, I tell people, listen, if Elvis Presley and Michael Jackson was performing around the corner from your house, if they don't hear about it, you're not going to go. If you don't hear about it, you're not going to go.
Sure.
So there's a strategy to promoting. I get all that. And on my monthly show at Broadway Comedy Club, I set up an Eventbrite. And I tell people, come down. And for the most part, I've had where like 6 tickets were sold, and by the end of the night, there's like 50 people in the seats.
1,000,000%.
People have a way of coming at the last minute and purchasing tickets.
Yes.
Unfortunately, a lot of venues and a lot of whatever people that are carrying ticket sales, they want to see the numbers. And I can't, as an entertainer, it's hard when you're like, I've gone as far as saying, hey, do me a favor, have you purchased yet? Because I just need to do a seat count. Yeah. He was there with me promoting when we did the Shoemaker's Son. And we had a great success. There was over 100 and something people at the show. My one-man show.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, but, yeah, man, promoting and stuff like that. But
it's become tough because we have to, I think we were just talking about it, instead of just being able to put out our product, we now have to take on the business end of promoting and, posting and sharing and, all over the social media platforms. Like, we can't just do what we do, which is be creative and do our product. We're now doing 1 million jobs at once.
I hate that part of the business.
I think most of us do.
Most creative
right,
do,
exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's frustrating when you have a great lineup. I work with a lot of venues that give me budgets, and I'm grateful for that. They give me a budget, and then I put on my comics, and I tell them, hey, don't worry about it. Just show up. Bless my stage with your talent.
Right.
The only show that I ask comics, bringer, is in Manhattan. And what I do for them, and we've had great success with it, is that I also promote them on their own individual poster. And then I put them on a link that they could share with their friends and fans.
Right.
People have been purchasing because they go out and get so forth to people. But for the most part, it's much easier when you get a budget, and that's where sponsorship comes. And I've worked with sponsors when you get paid. I've flown A.G. White, Barry Ribs, and Janice. I can't say her name anyway, across the country, and I put them on, on the Big Crosby Theater. And then I even put Janice, whatever. I actually put a name on the marquee. Nobody's ever fucking done that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't talk no more. Bagels and baklava has been over for a long time ago, But anyway, but I like...
Shit Tony won't eat.
Yeah,
that's true.
I like fucking putting people on and giving them opportunities. And Nikki Sunshine wrote something really beautiful the other day for me.
Yes, I saw that.
You saw that, right? And she said, Greg, thank you for the opportunity, all that. As a producer and an entertainer, I love giving people opportunities to get on stage. And I've always done that. I give people opportunities. And I hate to, ask them for this show, you have to, try to get at least 3 people.
Right.
I don't want to mention names, but there's people out here that you got to bring 700 people to my show. And then we'll whack up the money. Oh, it's 16 people. I need 16 bringers.
And then you bring 15, and they're like, "You're off the show."
Exactly.
It's like, are you fucking serious?
That's fucking insane, you know? Which got me into producing because the first time I ever did a big showcase, you know, I did Clayton Fletcher.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, when I first, because I got invited to the Al Martin showcase. Al was a good friend of mine, the owner. And I had done back then Sheba Mason. I did 2 shows. And I remember, because Mark DeMeo is a dear friend of mine.
Love Mark DeMeo. Yep.
And I got into comedy with him and, you know, a lot of old comics back then. And I had opportunities with Comedy Central.
Mm-hmm.
I could have been on The Sopranos, all that shit. But my drug and addiction, I don't want to keep talking about, stopped me from doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I got back in it again, you know, and I remember inviting people and saying, hey, I'm going to be on this one. And people came out. So when I did a show, on that day, I pulled out like 35 people and I didn't get paid. And that's what motivated me to start producing. I said, fuck it. If I'm going to pull out 35 people, let me get paid for it myself because people got paid.
Right.
So that's what motivated me to go out and produce, and I've been producing ever since. You know?
Nice.
And I'm grateful. And I went, but I'm sorry I missed that text because I know I called you guys, you and Don, a couple of times. You guys both, you know, you couldn't make it. I know you're coming from far away. We had readings for Crooked. Crooked is on the negotiation stages that, you know, Georgie's working on.
It'll be a great movie.
But there's going to be plenty of opportunities for, you know, the pilot is being shot on October 30th. Mike Williams is the director. Like I said, George is one of the producers. Based on the sketch of The Slice, and now we're going into the actual character, Nunzio. Now it's called Connie. So why is he like that? That's what the pilot is about.
Oh, so Crooked is based of...
No.
Slice.
Yeah.
The Big Cheese is going to be the pilot.
Okay.
No, Crooked is a feature that we're working on.
movie.
That's the one we had
Totally
invited
separate,
you
yeah.
down.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's the feature that we're working on.
Right.
The pilot for the actual sketch that went viral was called The Slice.
Oh, okay.
So now we're shooting the pilot, okay, for The Slice, which is called Connie. That's the name of the series.
Okay.
The pilot name is called The Big Cheese.
Okay.
Okay, so Connie the series, and then, you know, the episode. So for The Big Cheese, October 30th, we're filming in Astoria.
Right.
We cast a lot of actors and comics that came down to the auditions. They were brilliant. We're not really going to give out the names yet. We told them not to go on social media, but October 30th. But there will be other opportunities.
I would love to.
Bald-headed, peg-legged people to come down and show us their fucking talent.
I would
with
love
guys
to.
like Brandon was so funny. He was like, you know, pull the plug. There's a show, Greg. We got no show. We need ticket sales. And I'm like, fucking, how many guys have you got coming down, Brandon? Could we get a number? And Brandon could give me a number either, which I understand that. But yeah.
Well,
that's where we're at. So
you said you didn't want to name anybody, but I did see you posted a picture, which features our very own Julie. So I can.
Julie was part of the crew.
Oh, she's part of the crew?
I told you that the other day, you fuck. You never listened.
Which
there you go.
listening,
So there you go. He talks about me looking at a phone. He doesn't listen. So clean your fucking ears. Because these muffins that you got in your ear.
I don't remember you telling me. I remember you said she came down.
Listen, I came to your screening.
You did.
And I walk into the movie theater, and Julie comes running up to me. I'm like, okay, how are you? And I'm like, waiting for George. George came in, and she's like, I'm so excited. She set up the movie
Julie's
thing
great.
for you guys.
She really
She's
is.
great.
She's great.
She's all over the place. I love her about it. She's like,
Capable,
very emotional, the whole 9 yards.
She's talented, too.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. So we met her through you.
Yep.
And, you know, so I told her, I says, you know, thanks to, you know, Tony and Don, we get to meet. And she's like, I want to work with you guys. So we hired her, and she got to cast. She didn't call you?
No, actually, I think she did, actually. She did mention it to me at
so
some
you
point.
got a fucking invitation
Amazing.
for the audition.
Yeah.
So why didn't you show up?
Because I didn't know what time. I could be showing up at 9
I
o'clock.
know times.
You didn't.
Yes, I did. She had from 11 to 12.
We were there all day, so.
So which is it, 11 to 12 or all day? Which is
11 to 12. Our audition started at 11, ended at 5.
I never got a time.
Well, there you go.
What if I got there at 9 o'clock in the morning? I would have been like, what the fuck? And I would
How
have
can
then
we
went
get
home.
there at 9 if we didn't book the room at 9?
How am I supposed to know that?
I don't know.
Can you
Your
guys just
friend.
kiss and make up, please, for the love of God?
All right, but now,
For her not to hire you, you must suck. So that's what happened, to be honest with you.
well, Well, but this picture that she posted, I don't know. She
Yes,
doesn't.
that's me, George, and Mike Williams.
That's me, George, and Mike Williams.
I'm not
That's.
even in that
I think
picture.
that's Julie.
Greg,
I
you
don't
look so
think that-
different in that
She
tracksuit.
didn't even post a picture.
But she doesn't look very happy. That's why I'm concerned. What's going on with you?
I don't know.
What'd
She's
you do
very
to her?
unhappy. I didn't do nothing to her. I don't know. She's very. Then she calls me up. She goes, "I can't shoot the pilot." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "I'm gonna be working in September." I'm like, "The fucking pilot is being shot in October. What does September have to do with October?" She's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Greg." She's funny. God bless her. Yeah, George's like, God bless her. God bless her. She's fucking great. I love her. She's fucking so. Oh God, she does the library comedy. I'm doing the library.
The very first show she produced, I was on it.
Wow. there
Me
you
and
go.
me and Andy were both on it.
So she does give you
Andy's,
gigs.
what's that?
She does give you work.
She gave me dates and times for that.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
She came down with a Harley, man. So she also came down to the Crooked audition.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
So Crooked's
yeah.
the feature that we're
With her
working on.
Harley.
With her Harley. Yeah.
With her Harley, yes. But yeah, she wanted to, So I met her because of you guys.
That's
And I
cool.
told her that. I said, if it wasn't for Tony and Don, we never would have met you.
See that?
No, she was a big
like
help that day.
Yeah, she really is. She's great.
Organized.
Yeah, we had close to about 45
40, yeah, 40.
scheduled auditions. So we scheduled everybody
Right.
from 11 to 5 every 10 minutes.
Wow.
Nice.
So she was out there bringing them in, and and they some of them had monologues. Mike Williams was giving them direction on certain scenes. So yeah, it was fun.
Any nudity involved?
I'm sorry.
Nudity.
Yes,
a lot of
yes,
tit
yes.
grabbing.
Yeah, a lot
Oh,
of nudity.
nice. Cool.
There was some nipple flashing. It was.
And I'm not, but we're not talking about you. Like I'm talking about
It's all about me,
females.
motherfucker. What are you talking? It's all about me. What about you now? My nipple, when it gets hard, it actually looks like your head. It grows and it's got a little bit,
So you must have a really good
I have a
looking
little
nipple.
white hair on the bottom of the nipple. I'm gonna draw a little headset around my nipple. That way I could actually carry you around with me and show everybody. This is Tony.
Every now and then, Tony will take his shirt off in here, and he's got the nipple that's like
Oh God!
big slice of ham. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh, man.
Put that
Is what
away.
you were doing here early in the morning with him, and you guys looking at his nipple. Yeah, that's great. I love it. Yeah.
You need some time to do it, you know?
Oh my God! Did you like his performance in the movie with Don Sol?
Yeah, right? I think I did. Like, we were in the beginning of the movie, right?
Yeah, I think you got there late
I
and
think I got there
missed
late.
my scene.
Yeah, he was
but-
great. He was amazing.
We got there 5 minutes left of the movie because we were trying to find parking out.
Parking was tough.
Oh, yeah, that was the worst part about that screening. Is like, oh, cool, a movie
Yeah, the
theater with
parking
no
was
parking
awful.
lot.
Yeah.
I fucking love that.
Then after
Not
the show,
expected in Long Island.
then after the
Yeah.
screening, we went across the street to get pizza. This place was fucking horrible.
It
Remember
was a
that
little
pizza?
soggy, yeah.
Oh, really?
Not like Lombardo's over here. That's pizza on
good.
the
Yeah, there's a lot of good places around here with good pizza.
So yes, Julie is. She wants to work with us, and she's gonna be part of the crew.
All right, but now let's get to the important part. Did you all of you just said you missed my part in Comic Sans? Is that what's going on here?
I need a VHS of that thing.
All right,
I
I'll
need
have to
watch
get it. All right,
I gotta
I'll
watch
have to get it to you. All right.
it. I need something to jerk off to. It's tough out there, you know. You see the whole internet by the age of like 18. You know, I need some fresh material.
We saw a lot of Don Sill. That's what we saw.
Yeah,
Don
yeah.
Sill.
Well, Don was great. He was great in that movie, and he wrote it and directed it as well.
Good for him, man. That's great.
Do you ever need crew people as well? Because there was a lot of good crew people in that movie that I can hook you up with.
Yeah.
My
that's a
son
good
actually was the
point.
assistant director of Comic Sans.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. He went to school for film, and he works on a lot of different
nice.
projects.
Good shit.
So he's the assistant director.
Yeah, yeah.
He works the camera.
He has. That's not like his main thing, but
He's not a DP.
no. But he can. He's got a crew.
He'll
He's-
double penetrate if you want.
Oh my God.
Zach is game. Zach is game.
I don't need to know that.
Oh, we have gaffers. We have all different type of people.
Yeah,
Like,
okay, cool.
And when I booked for Tomorrow's Today, I cast like 8 comics in that movie,
Yeah.
and Adam Gable was one of them, and he helped us with the lighting.
Okay.
We had no idea. So
Nice.
Yeah, I'm always like, we have no problem. So and it's easy when you have a budget. When you have a budget, then you can hire a
Yes, that's
crew and
nice.
all that, so.
Yeah, Teddy in that movie too, right?
Teddy Smith, yeah, I hired him. I booked him for that one.
He-
The original guy for that role, I think I mentioned it once before, was Pat Dixon.
Oh yes, you did tell me that.
Pat Dixon
Yeah.
didn't make it. It's always like that, Then after that, he got loose. He was like, it's funny when invite people to audition and they don't show up.
That's fucked up.
When the movie actually happens, they're like, "Damn, man, what happened?" I'm like, "Well, you missed the audition." But anyway, no, but it was fun casting people for Tomorrow's Today, and in the beginning it was on Apple TV and all that. Then now it's on Amazon Prime. So,
And but Teddy did a nice job promoting the shit out of that, man. He was constantly posting stuff about it, which is a nice thing.
Yeah, I think he promoted that he was receiving an Academy Award at one time, too.
Yeah, there was something like that, right? That he was under consideration for it or something.
Newsflash, anybody that makes a movie is under consideration, but nobody really puts it on social media. Wake up! Anyway,
but it's promotion for the movie. Who cares?
Yeah.
And he's a very funny comedian. He is great.
Yeah.
I love Teddy and his work.
Yeah.
All right. All right, let's get to the nooks and crannies here.
Uh-oh.
The what?
The nooks and crannies.
Okay, all right.
Let's get to the nook and cranny of this whole thing. We have George sitting here. George, so you're producing the movie?
Producing the movie Crooked, producing...
Before you start, I want to say something, okay? George, I know him from my neighborhood. He's here. The only reason he's here with me and all that, everything's happening, is because he wrote a book on clitorises.
That's true.
That's right.
He wrote
That
Stop Beating on the Bush. So he wrote the book. That's how he's here. The next thing you know, he's getting an opportunity. So that's all I'm going to say.
Hey, if he's an expert on that subject, I'd hang out with him too.
If it wasn't for the female vagina, George wouldn't be here right now.
It's the
Female vagina.
The female
As opposed to a male
You
vagina.
caught that one. That's good.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't
We got to
catch that.
distinguish
They come quick.
male and female vaginas.
Yeah.
So there is a male vagina. You see? You heard him.
Oh, all right.
Yes.
right there.
Let me back up. So, yes, George is...
But now, so he's produced. So he's like the brains behind everything, right?
He's
That's
trying to get us going.
yeah, absolutely.
Of
So
course.
it's good.
I'm
All
the
right, I
smart
mean,
one,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
exactly. The smart.
Actually, Mike
Yeah.
Rockwitz is.
That's the guy from Marvel.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
the guy. Yeah, he does all my graphics. Mike,
The legend.
Legendary Entertainment, New York City, and now we have Hardwired Productions. We have
Hardwired
Tretch Productions. We have Catch a Ball Productions. So
Well,
we
that's
have-
your Saturday nights, but
Yes, we have the United Artists together. So Mike Rockwitz, Mike Williams, George, and myself, we all four of us have come together.
Need a good team.
Absolutely, without a team, you ain't got nothing.
and why do
you
you
might look good into having?
why do you need all these different companies? Like, why isn't it just one big giant conglomerate?
When United Artists was actually formed. I
You're talking
forget
about
what
the
year.
United Artists, like
Absolutely.
yeah,
There was
okay.
a bunch of artists that all came together, and they
Yeah.
all had their own. When you're watching productions these days, you'll see Associated Production, this and that.
Yeah.
Everybody brings their own flavor to the, so it's very important.
okay.
But, working in this industry now, on multiple productions that I have, it's good to have people that have the same vision
Oh,
and
yeah.
drive.
It's
that
hard
you
to
have.
find.
Yeah, it's very hard to have.
Yeah.
12 years in this business, and the first guy I met was Mike Rockwitz. Together, him and I formed Legendary Entertainment in New York City about 9 years ago. We have brochures, we book shows, we've done big fundraisers across the country, and 9 years, and then later on, George came aboard. So we've been together, George, now close to almost maybe about 8 months now, whatever. And then after that, Mike Williams came aboard. So, everything happens. So
8 months. That's it.
yeah, man. I know him all my life.
Yeah.
From the neighborhood.
From the neighborhood,
But I had
yeah.
no idea that George was actually, when he found out that I had the movie out, him and I, we started talking, and it turned out that he had written a script called Roads.
Yep. We're on the same path, and we just finally converged.
Yeah.
Wow. So what
Putting it
was
together.
So as we were getting to know you guys, your partnership was fairly new.
Well,
Yeah,
professional.
yeah.
Professional.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I knew him
Professional,
from the neighborhood. He
Right.
knew of me, you know what I'm saying? So,
Wow.
and we just got done writing the pilot script for Stories from a Story, which is a series.
Right.
And, George is one of the screenwriters. And I wrote it. I wrote the story, and written by Greg Kritikos, Laura Spaeth, and George Fuiaxis. So the pilot is actually, in its first final draft, and, we're going to be making, but...
So that's where I was going with this. George is definitely the brains behind this whole thing. But you just gave me a good segue because that's on my list of things to talk about right here. You posted on Facebook. Let me hang on.
Actually, he's stalking me on Facebook.
Hey man, I got a show to do.
He did to
I
me the
do.
first time I
research,
came
man.
in here.
Do
He's
my
like,
research.
You that's on Facebook.
Yeah,
Fucking interrogation.
You're doing your homework, right?
yeah, exactly. Doing my homework. So there's a picture of you on Facebook with your thumbs up and the And the post says, only a handful of people will understand this one. Flashback many years ago, outside in front of Fish Beans Astoria tonight. Fish Beans, Fish Beans, Fish Face. Yes, there was no trees growing back then, but there was a lot of trees sold. Stories from Astoria.
Yeah, baby.
Why, and why are you posting stuff that, that you even said a few people understand? Like, I want to understand. I want to know what the hell you're talking about. I want to laugh too. Why you do that to me? What does it mean?
Come on, Tony. You know what that means, man.
Wow. I can't believe he's that fucking slow, bro.
Nah, no way.
Well, the trees part, I understand.
What does trees represent in your mind?
We're talking about, smoking,
Weed.
You're right.
Right.
All right, but, outside of Fish Beans,
Yes.
that's where you were, outside of the place?
Yes.
All right.
So back then there was no tree. So the people that actually I don't know how many comments people, maybe nobody yet, but people inbox me all the time. So back in the day in Astoria on 30th Avenue, a lot of my friends that George knows, older crew, they set up shop. Exactly. So that was my shop. Fish Barn. So people used to go over there and sell pop because we were around before fucking beepers. We were around before cell phones. So
before he was born.
Right. So people we would set up shop. We would set up from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. You go over there and then fucking you buy your dimes, your Wheaties, your 20s.
See, this is exactly my point.
Okay,
I knew what the
I'm not gonna
trees
go
meant,
on
but I needed to know what
Facebook
that
and
meant.
Stuff fucking,
Why not? You're going to be so mysterious. And then, well,
people are gonna know that. I don't have to explain it to everyone.
I didn't know that. I never went to Fish
trees.
Beans.
That trees.
Yeah, but I want to know the whole story. I'm interested.
Right.
All right, fine. Forget that one. What's with the leg? You posted a picture of your leg in the hospital.
Oh,
what happened?
He wanted you to get jealous.
Knee surgery.
Oh, all right. See, you didn't write any of that.
But I go for therapy. It's therapy. That's what I do. You fucked.
What do you mean that's what you do?
3 times a week I go for therapy.
I wouldn't know that because you didn't post it.
So
you just
should
a
I
picture
write
of the
from
leg.
now on when
Yes.
I post
Yes.
specifically to Tony?
Yes. No,
Bald-headed peg leg
I
fuck.
represent the people. The people want to know what Greg is doing.
Tony's right. Why did that happen?
George, you're fired.
Come on.
Well, I have to say too, it was a right leg, so I'm coming
Fish
for it.
Spines back in the 80s was a very known pot spot. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So Stories from Astoria basically talks about all that. You understand? So let me give you an idea of what Stories from Astoria
He's
is.
avoiding the leg story. He's avoiding
Stories
telling us
from
what happened to the
Astoria
leg.
is based on true events that took place in Astoria, and here's some of the stuff that you need to know about Stories from Astoria. So,
I don't know, man. I got drive-by heckled in Astoria once.
really,
I was doing a
Drive-by
park
heckled.
show during lockdown. It was the only thing going on was outdoor stuff. And some bitch drove right past Astoria Park when I was already not doing great, and she's just like, "You suck!" And I was just like, "How do I fight that? She's already gone." Like,
Did you yell back, "I'll be home later, Mom"?
no. The unfortunate truth of that story, I didn't hear her heckling me.
Let me see this.
So then the whole crowd was like, "What? You're not going to say anything, pussy?" And I'm like, "Say what? What happened?"
based on a
Maybe
true
we didn't hear
story.
it.
So, yeah. So anyway, scroll to your right if you want to.
No, just keep zooming in to the cheese.
Yeah,
No, I was
Yeah, I know.
you understand?
zoom to the right to this.
Well, those are
that's
pictures.
it, yeah.
Oh, okay.
These are real characters.
Oh, all right.
Some of them are dead; they're no longer with us. Some of them are away for like many, many years.
All right, now I'm starting. All right, now I got the shoemaker's son. Okay.
Can I say the story of how I first came upon Greg when I was a kid?
Yeah.
He's a little older than me, so I was younger. So he was running stuff. before I was-
Running stuff. I like
as,
that.
As we're mentioning Fish Vines and 30th Avenue and whatnot. So one day, I don't know, I probably was like 14. And then there was a commotion going on, and obviously Greg was upset. And out of nowhere, smacks this dude dead in his face.
It's a
Glasses
joke.
flying off. And that particular guy, it ended up that I knew who he was because he's from the same island that I was from in Greece.
Okay.
So after that smack, this gentleman ended up going to Greece to escape for a few years. And I ended up seeing this guy on that island, which was interesting. And then, circle back
Holy
to where we
crap.
are now. I told him the story, which was interesting. Obviously, he didn't remember me back then. He was too busy smacking
But
somebody.
Astoria was very different when I grew up. Listen, I immigrated in 1971, and the pilot is based on Irish, German, Italian Astoria. And as a and young immigrating from Greece, and George knows, we weren't accepted in the neighborhood.
Okay.
You know, I was constantly being bullied by a lot of the
You experienced
Irish.
that too, George?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Irish Italian, yeah. I
Really?
grew up on the other side, actually, with
Yeah,
one of his
there
good
was
friends
those
grew up.
two
with the
very
Greek.
bad parts of Astoria, and one of them, the first one was 42nd Street and 30th Avenue, which was right across the street from St. Joseph's Catholic Church, and I grew up right across the street. All the Greeks were going to Ditmars. I fucking grew up right in the pan of the fucking fire. Like, you know, basically, I landed it in Astoria in 71. The next day, I got fucking bullied. Got beat up by a very crazy fucking guy. And it's not like, you know, these kids think they're bullying. You know, back in the day, you got fucking
Oh, it was
hurt.
beating,
These
yeah.
kids, they get a little slap. They're like, you know,
Right,
fucking, they have
no.
no idea.
Absolutely right.
So George also on 34th Avenue, a very famous boxer, Jimmy McGovern, that turned out to be a good friend of mine later on. He was on Warner Wolf's Punch of the Week. Remember Warner Wolf?
Oh, yeah, of course.
So
let's
these
go to
guys
the
that
videotape.
jog up Steinway with fucking combat boots. Everybody knew Jimmy McGovern.
yeah.
They were fucking crazy,
characters.
hardcore Irish dudes. They used to hang out outside these pubs. Crazy.
Yeah.
If you were Italians, you know, there was a lot of Italians. But if you were like Greek, Latin, anything, and you walk by these places, you were catching a beating, bro.
Wow, man.
You weren't accepted. That's the bottom line, you know.
Yeah.
And these got hardcore fucking crazy gangsters. Seven Immortals came out of there. The Astoria Lords came out of there. A lot of gangs in the 70s, you know. And you know, crazy.
The avenue
show.
Greg just spoke about, because it was right there where I lived, and down the block was PJ's, which Greg knew about. Every week there was fights there. And on 34th Avenue and 43rd, 42nd Street, on the side of a building, and this only got taken down about 10 years ago, believe it or not. It said keep 42nd Street white. That's how bad it was. But the punchline is, I wasn't white growing up. You know, we were the grease balls,
Yeah,
and
grease
this, that, and
ball.
the third. You know,
Really?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's
Story was
surprising
an
to
interesting
me.
place back in the 70s.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so Stories from Astoria, which is the Shoemaker's Son, the pilot,
Right.
is written by Greg Kritikos, George Fuiaxis. The pilot, Laura Spaeth is a screenwriter that she's
Right.
worked on. She's very talented screenwriter. She worked on the Green Book with the same guy that got the Academy Award. I forget his name, Belanca.
Oh, the movie, The Green Book?
Yeah, the
Oh, okay.
screenwriter that got the Academy. She's worked with him.
Oh, okay.
She's working on some big projects too. But anyway, we all came together and we finally finished. The lookbook is complete now. You have, you know, Bible as they're called.
Okay.
So yeah, Stories from Astoria is based on a true story of like a story, which is gonna be right up there with, you know, Breaking Bad, The Sopranos, The Wire, and even Boardwalk Empire.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Boardwalk Empire.
Yeah, you know, so
It's
yeah,
an
we have-
episodic. It's
Yeah,
gonna be-
episodic. You know, it's gonna be, and it's based on
and a
you know,
timepiece.
That's a bold statement, you know, putting it up there with
Absolutely,
those
that's the genre.
groundbreaking
That's-
shows.
Absolutely, brother. You got to think big and make it big.
Good for you, man. I like it.
Absolutely. You know, I don't. You know, I mean, if you're gonna do something, do it the best way, the right way. That's what I believe. You know?
Sure.
Man.
Very nice.
So yeah.
Wow.
So it's fun, man. It's like, you know, coming to life. A lot of things are coming to life, you know. And it's
Exciting.
all about the budget, man. And George knows that. And we've had some good meetings with some high-end producers,
Yeah.
credited producers that have worked with big names. And we're actually meeting them, sitting down with them and talking to them, you know.
Nice.
Yeah, man. So that's what it's all about. And having a finished product like you guys with the movie. You know, there's so many things that end up on the shelf, you know what I mean?
You know, it's funny. We,
know what I'm saying,
we recently did talk to somebody, and because we said something about, because I felt it stands alone just fine as a short film. I mean, you know, it's only a half hour, but it also serves as a good pilot. So we
Absolutely.
have discussed, you know, maybe what's that? Yeah, about making more of them, but. And we were talking to a guy who said, well, if you can't just give us one. You have to have
More in the
10 to
tank,
20
definitely.
ready in case. And we're like, son of a bitch. I mean, you know, that was all out of Don's pocket. And, you know, the great place of governors let us shoot here for nothing. You know, if we didn't have governor, I mean, you know, 95% of the movie takes place in governors. If we didn't have that, I mean, you know, we probably couldn't have made the movie because we wouldn't have been able to afford to rent a place out. But now to think about making at least another 10, like, that's a lot to ask because we didn't pay anybody. This was all, hey, do you have time? Would you mind? Can you? You know, like bringing in Carrie Karavich, bringing in Joey Cola. Like, you know, I mean, Carrie came, I think, 2 or 3 days of shooting. Joey was just one afternoon because we knew we have fucking Joey Cola. We can't take advantage of that. But to make 10 of these, like, how do you do it with no budget? You know,
you gotta have a budget.
You broke your cherry with the first, and then the upcoming ones are going to be easier. So
Yeah.
Don't look at it like you're going to do this all over again.
Okay.
You have a lifetime of equity with all the contacts you have and the resources.
Yeah.
So you use those.
Okay.
you know.
All right.
We paid, on the way here, we were discussing, because in Tomorrow's Today, Burt Young cost us $26,000 for one day.
Wow. For one day?
Yeah, absolutely, one day. Academy Award nominee, Burt Young. So I have scenes with him in my movie.
Yeah.
It's part of my, my talent reel, which I sent out to like all across the country. And Kelly LeBrock, another one. So when you're gonna do any kind of feature, obviously, and I'm talking on my experiences, you gotta, professionalism, and part of that is paying your fucking people.
Of course.
I mean, you might get away with it one time. We'll say, hey, we're trying to put something together. You want to come down and pay?
That's exactly what I'm
for the
saying,
pilot,
yeah.
we're going to pay our people. We're going to pay our, locations. And on my strength, people that I know in the story with Tomorrow's Today, I got like close to like 7, 8 locations, and they were willing to just work with me. They were like,
Right.
great, we'd love to be part of this and all that.
Sexual favors, basically.
Yeah,
is what you're
sexual
saying.
favors, exactly. So, what happened is, we went with it, but most of the money had to go to a DP. Most of the money went to editing.
Right.
Most of the money, so you have to pay for all that stuff. So if you
That's
want,
where the money should go.
Oh, absolutely. I agree 100%.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it's not.
I mean, everybody's time is valuable, so that's my point. It's just,
You're not
it's
going to
hard.
be taken serious as a producer if you keep asking people like,
Right.
like you keep asking us down here. You don't pay us for nothing. No, not even a donut, a coffee, nothing in this fucking shell house. Anyway, right, Brandon.
No,
Brandon,
I'm keeping a bill going.
Thank
on
you,
him, for
Brandon
sure.
knows. He looked at me right away. He's like, Greg, trust me, I haven't even got a stale donut here for like fucking in a great place of governors. Here, a bag of Ruffles.
Yeah, you want some
Bag of
ruffles?
chips.
Here's a Ruffles. You want some Ruffles?
No, you guys came on the wrong day. So every Thursday I'm usually here. And do you guys know this about Tony?
Oh,
He is the
God.
pickiest fucking eater I've ever met.
He's a picky eater too.
He eats
too.
99% of Tony's diet is a hamburger, not a cheeseburger, no toppings, burger and bun. That's it.
That's
all
it.
he does.
Just a burger.
It's simple.
Wow.
I bring him something to eat, different food every Thursday. I brought him oatmeal.
So you have to
yesterday.
pay to get on the show. You have to feed him. That's what you're telling us.
That's the one thing he's good about. He'll give me money for the food. And
So
I,
you're
and
bringing
I
the food. This
appreciate
is
it,
a
but I'm
bring a
bringing the
podcast
food.
that you have to bring food
Yeah.
to be on this fucking guy. I always
Right.
said he was shady, this fuck.
And then he takes
so
a
this
bite.
is we're on a bring a food podcast.
Yep.
This is a bring a food podcast. You can't make this up.
And then he takes a bite and he goes, "This is awful. This is like eating worms."
Yeah.
Every fucking
Oatmeal?
time.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
Thank you, George. Thank you.
You can't encourage this guy, man. like you eat more than two things, right? Like
Not really, actually. Eggs and steak. That's my shit right now.
Ah,
Keep it
all
simple. I
right.
like Tony.
Yeah. All right. This is the crazy one. Pizza?
Well, I'm gonna have some right after.
He won't
this,
eat
yeah.
pizza.
Once in a while,
won't
I'll
eat
eat pizza.
You won't eat fucking pizza.
I
I
hate
brought
pizza.
him.
Hate
My dad is a professional chef, retired professional chef, at his own restaurants on Long Island. He's a second generation Italian guy. Makes a mean fucking sauce from his own tomatoes from his own garden. I brought that over, and Tony's
I didn't dig
he's
it.
just about to vomit. He's he thought pasta noodles were made of cheese. What? He didn't realize they were made of wheat.
What's his background? I never asked you. Where are you from?
The fucking ether, man. Where does someone like Tony even come
He's an
from?
alien.
Jesus.
Where were you born, man?
I was raised in Hicksville.
What?
I was raised in Hicksville, which is one town over from here.
Okay.
Hicksville.
And
New
your
Yorker.
background is?
Actually,
He has to think about it when somebody says your background. Oh,
no.
actually,
I'm going to tell you. I was just thinking about a story. I'm mostly Italian. In fact, at the supermarket, Celentano, the frozen Italian food at the supermarkets, I'm related to them.
Nice.
That's
I
how
won't eat
Italian-
it, but he's related.
I won't eat it.
You're the black sheep. They said, get rid of this fucking guy,
Yep.
Wow.
They kicked me right
So
out.
what was the bad experience with the tomato sauce?
Well,
I guess.
I've always been this way. there's no bad experience. I just, even as a kid, I didn't like this stuff. My mother used to, and I live with my grandmother too. They used to try and stuff this stuff down my face, but I just didn't like it.
Do you like lamb?
Yes.
You like lamb?
I do.
Lamb is good.
Well, you gotta say yes to the Greek guy asking you if you like lamb.
I know.
He's gonna
Plus, the way
stab
he
you
said
if
it,
you say no.
the way he said it kind of scared me. You know?
Do you
Well, you spoke about Carrie
lamb?
Carabas right away. You always promote Carrie, and Carrie loves lamb.
Well, I love Carrie, so
There you go.
Oh, I think she's super freaking hot, Carrie.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
What do you
she's
like
sexy.
best about her? What is it that attracts you to Carrie?
The way she says "fuck." No, I just think she's good.
So when she says "fuck," you imagine something? Is that what it is?
don't, like you don't.
I hope she's
Dirty
watching.
talk
No, she's not my cup of tea. I'm not.
Yeah, I have. So my family was actually invited to be a part of the Celentano frozen food company.
Salentano. What is
Celentano.
Celentano.
With a C. Celentano.
And what do they?
You go to the supermarket, you'll see it. They,
Wow.
frozen pizzas,
Frozen
frozen anything Italian. That you can bring home and cook it. And
Everything Tony does.
You've never heard of it?
No, I never heard of Celentano. I usually get my stuff fresh. I don't get frozen.
Oh, you don't
stuff.
go to the supermarket? Does George do that for you too? Does he shop for you? Because he's the brains.
Well, he's the brains.
yeah. So he just he knows what
He's
to get
learning
you. and stuff.
slowly. He was a
Yes,
little
yes.
resistant in the beginning,
Yeah.
but now he's coming around.
Supermarket is what it's called.
Supermarket.
Yeah, that's
It's a
what it's
supermarket.
called. Right.
Interesting.
I gotta ask.
Supermarket.
Can you hear George in that headset of yours?
Yes.
I love the like. They like one of the smoking guys who puts the mic right up to their throat.
Well,
Is that what I'm doing?
no, I was picking him up. I
I had an
turned up.
office for Blue Ridge Farms. So you familiar with Blue Ridge Farms?
I am.
I worked with Theodore Kodoyani, which is a very wealthy Greek gentleman.
That sounded
And he
backwards.
he funded Limelight. He funded 1018s.
Oh, okay.
Peter Gation, Warner Patch, that the Limelight. He funded him. So I
Wow.
worked for him. And he had bought Blue Ridge Farms.
Damn.
And had an office in there, and they used to make all the food, all the macaroni salad, all
Yeah.
across the. There was no Celentano, whatever the fuck that was. Over in there.
Celentano. Come on,
Celentano.
Celentano.
Tony's the only person I ever met in my life that doesn't like pizza. There's
I've
one.
met two people in my life that
Really?
that
Who's
also
the other
don't
one that doesn't like pizza?
Oh, they live in group homes.
Got no teeth.
Well, to be honest with you, okay, wow, pizza. Huh? How, do you like gyros? Do you like gyros?
No.
You don't need gyro either. Huh? Souvlaki? You
No.
like souvlaki? Really? Spinach pie?
No.
Wow, you were like protesting the Greeks, right? Fuck that. I ain't none of that shit. Just Carrie Carabas, I like. That's what you like. Sick, twisted fuck. I'm gonna call her after this.
Go ahead. She knows I love her. She knows.
Oh my god,
She's great.
she's good when she's always angry. She was very angry. And what was the line that she called Don Sill? Just remember.
She called him
meat something.
meat bag.
Meat bag.
Meat
Meat
bag.
bag.
You fucking meat bag. Remember?
That was a good line.
And I'm gonna
She improvised that, right?
what's that?
Did she improvise that?
Oh, totally.
Nice.
And even when she smacks him in the movie, totally improvised. Don had no clue that was coming.
And it was a slap.
Oh yeah, she got him. Wow. Did you miss that part too? Because you were late. You missed it when she
No, we
slapped
saw
him.
that. We
Oh,
saw
okay.
Thanks
George
to your
remembers.
great parking and thanks to having screens somewhere really. We were like, this is a legitimate movie theater.
It is.
Without a parking lot.
Without a parking lot. Yeah, but it's still legit.
Poor George drove around like 20, 30 minutes for the fucking.
Yep. No, that's what.
I know. We got there when they were just dismantling everything. You know, the fucking. I thought I was gonna get there, take pictures, backdrops, everything. All I got is Kritikos.
Did you guys stick around for the movie after Comic Sans?
No.
Pinball movie?
No.
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 That's when we were
Oh,
talking.
we saw the
walked
beginning of it. The beginning of it. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
telling you,
How was that?
that's fucking great.
Really?
Comic Sans. I liked Comic Sans.
Uh-oh.
Pinball was
Careful what you say.
pinball was also great.
Cool.
I'm being careful.
No,
also great.
He looked at you like this.
Like he's winking. No,
How many characters were in the?
in Comic Sans?
Yeah.
I don't know, 7
he's
or 8
busting the
maybe.
fingers
Yeah, I was
there.
about to sit here and go, but I don't know, around 7 or 8.
And what's his name? I forget the guy with the white hair.
The guy with the Eric Haft.
Eric Haft, right? He looks like Steve Martin.
He does look like Steve Martin.
Yeah. He was the lead in that, right? Was he?
No, Don was the lead.
Well, Don, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Eric was. Yeah, I mean, Eric
played
was one of the main.
successful comic that wasn't giving him the
A role, right?
spots,
Giving him a spot and opportunity.
Right. Yeah.
So this is based on a true story? Is it based on it?
Well, it's funny.
Based on all of our true
every
stories.
comedian who has seen it has said that's my story.
Yep.
Very common story. Man.
I mean, we all know somebody who, made it to the bigs in some form, some shape or another, and then everybody's thinking that they deserved something from that person.
It's happening to me right now. You guys are like, "Oh yeah, we're making these movies. We invite people." And I'm sitting here
Wait for
like,
the invite.
I like to act.
Well, Brandon's also a singer, so if you need somebody to sing something, in
Wow.
that's what I went to college for. I
What
fucking took
what
out.
kind of music?
Oh man, it's
Rock
technically
star?
opera. It's all classical
Nice,
shit.
man.
And honestly, the
got that
one
voice.
real skill I feel like I got out of it, just like breathing techniques and how to be loud. But it's really just how to be loud. Like last time I played the Governor's Main Stage, the mic came unplugged on me, and
And it didn't matter.
the real skill is getting this that's like half my volume. Is just getting super duper loud, filling up like concert halls without mics.
Fucking great, man.
And that's the fun one.
Who's your favorite singer?
Oh man, like in what lane? You know what I mean?
Rock.
That's the
Rock.
rock. Oh shit, dude.
Doesn't
I
have to
don't
be this
know.
one.
It's
Brandon's
I don't
only
know.
29, so his version of rock is probably a lot different than ours.
Is
Yeah.
Who's yours?
Rob Halford,
Oh, nice.
Judas Priest.
Yep.
He's the shit. Have you heard him?
Yeah.
You know who he is?
I know the band names for sure. I'm a big Aerosmith fan. They were like my first favorite band ever.
You should
so
because of your training. You should listen to Rob Halford. He's like heavy
Okay.
metal opera god. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
ridiculous. His
Yeah.
voice.
I mean, in the
Different
lane
level.
of that type of singing, I'm a big Bocelli fan. I love
Okay.
Andrea Bocelli, but that's like everybody loves Andre. Like
Yeah, of
he's the
course.
fucking man.
So Mike Williams, our director, we also have an original song, our theme song which he's produced a lot of music. And
let's hear
here's
it.
our
What
SCA.
he wrote it and performed it, or
Yeah, absolutely. And this is our theme song for Connie.
sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lord, save my brain and cell phone fried. I got an itty bitty camera, reads the retina in my eye. When they say the future's bright, but the skies, they look so great.
That's good.
Cool, right?
Very catchy, man.
Yeah,
We sent it out. We got a lot of feedback. Yeah.
he wrote it and that's him performing it. Really? Wow.
Acting like a pecker with its beak on fire. Not another email, wish that I could retire. And I just don't know if I can stand it another day.
Yeah. So we're using all original music.
That's cool.
Yeah, man. And he's also, when I heard that, because when I first met him, I was introduced to him by somebody that actually got us together when he saw the Slice. And he brought that to the table as well. And he's got degrees in theater, directing, all that. So pieces all came together, man, right away. So
That's
having
nice.
an original fucking theme song
Yep.
is huge.
And that too, right? That save money that way too, not having to pay for the rights to a famous song.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're going to go with that, so we're going to have some cameos. We're going to have some really good stuff,
Nice.
I worked with Joey Williams. I don't know if you know Blind Boys of Alabama.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Joey Williams is a dear friend of mine, and he's all excited for me also. He's 5-time Grammy Award winner.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah.
opened
They're
up for him
big.
in Columbia and in Harlem.
The Blind Boys of Alabama played Harlem.
No. Joey Williams is part of the Blind Boys of Alabama.
Right.
Joey Williams has something called the Joey Williams Project, where
Oh.
he puts jazz and he puts all musicians and singers. He gives them opportunities.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice.
Some that he does that you never do. But anyway, because we're on a fucking Bring Food podcast. Anyway,
So
so
we're gonna
he's
name it the Bring Food
So I
podcast.
opened up for him in Columbia while he was performing, and also in Harlem. I opened up for him in Harlem,
Nice.
on his birthday. So he's excited. Also, we're gonna have him. And I've worked with Mark. Well, a couple times I've met Mark Mendoza. You know that.
Oh, yes, I did know that.
Dear
Yeah.
friend of mine, Mark. Great guy. He's great.
Is he? Yeah, I've
Have you
never
ever
had the
been on
pleasure.
show, Mark Mendoza?
No. No, I've never met him.
Twisted Sister.
Yeah.
Great.
The closest I come to Twisted Sister is I'm involved in a what?
Your sister.
Yeah, she's twisted. I've worked with Dee Snider's brother
Oh.
in the autism community. I'm very active in the autism world.
What do you do exactly at the autism world? Like, you do fundraisers? Do you?
You, my friend, are looking. The Nassau County PAL, Police Athletic League. You're familiar with PALs?
Yes, I boxed when I was a kid.
There you go. Nassau County PAL is the only PAL in the whole country
Right.
to have a special needs division. You were looking at the president.
Really?
That's right here. Yeah.
Wow.
In fact, tonight we have a big event that I have to that I put together for the unit. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm very active. I have an autistic daughter, so I'm very active in that
And
community.
they focus on autism? Or they do other
Special
stuff?
needs of any kind. Down syndrome, yeah, all of it.
Missing
All of it.
legs, anything.
Missing legs, right? I'm not just a client, but I'm sports programs and classes and
Good for you,
social
man. That's
events.
great. I love
So-
that giving back. That's
Absolutely.
amazing.
Absolutely, and we've done some great stuff, and we've made, just socially, we've made my daughter's gained a lot of friends. I've gotten a lot of friends out of that community. Yeah, it's a
Good stuff.
Giving back to the community
Absolutely.
is huge. I'm a firm believer in that.
yeah, and I do. I treat it like a full-time job. Man, I'm exhausted between trying to get people like you in this room and doing that stuff.
Do you ask people to bring food there too?
Always.
Okay, good.
It's funny. I don't remember. It's been killing me who I was talking to, but somebody just the other day was telling me I should go watch a movie, and then doing my research for today, I see George posted about the same movie, Angels with Dirty Faces.
Oh,
I've never seen this
did you
movie.
post that?
You posted it back in July,
Wow.
but it's
Yeah,
but
he digs deep.
Wow.
well, you don't post a lot, so it didn't
No,
take me long
yeah,
to get
yeah.
there. So I saw it really quickly.
One
But
of my favorite
Who's
movies.
starring in it?
it's Cagney
James Cagney and Humphrey Bogart. Man.
and the Dead End Kids.
Right.
Yeah.
And you don't remember who was in it? You said it's one of your favorite movies of all time. It's
Maybe I reposted Greg's. That's a Greg post.
oh, is that what it was? You shared one of his?
I shared it. See,
I didn't
shared
even
something.
realize.
He's always
James
yelling at me
Cagney,
for not
man.
sharing.
James Cagney, man.
Proof.
He doesn't even know how to share. I told him how to share your post today in the park. No, share it.
I'm
The guy's
learning.
tagging you. Share the fucking thing, Got no clue what he's doing. George's like,
I thought he was the
I hate
brains.
so-
What's
I hate
going on?
social
I don't know. You
media.
see, you thought there's your brains
I
right
hate
there.
social media.
Yeah,
I'm getting
Great
that.
movie,
It's a
man.
fucking
Are you
necessity.
familiar with that movie? You should see it. James Cagney.
somebody just the other day was telling me that too. That I got to watch this
You've
movie.
never seen?
No,
Wow.
no.
Yo, Angels with Dirty Faces. It's a classic story of two best friends growing up. They're hustling in the streets, and one guy gets pinched. They both, actually, Cagney gets pinched, and he goes through the whole system, and his friend gets away.
Okay.
And they meet up later on in life, and Cagney comes out, and he's a big gangster, and his friend that got away becomes a priest.
Oh,
Fucking amazing story. And the Dead End Kids, they're around the priest because, he sets up like after school centers and he's trying to keep the kids away from the streets. And then the kids are all excited. They're going, and then Cagney comes out and they're like, whoa, Sullivan's out, and James Cagney's like, they're looking up to him and everything. And then the priest is like, telling Sullivan, can you do me a favor? Like, these
Yeah.
kids are looking up to you, whatever. And
So
it's
this
a great
reminds-
movie, bro. It's
reminds me a little bit of Brad Pitt. Dustin.
you're talking about
Sleepers.
Sleepers,
Yes.
yeah.
That's a great movie.
That's a great movie.
You don't hear enough about that one.
I agree.
That's a great
I agree.
movie. You don't never seen that one either?
Kevin Bacon was in that.
Kevin Bacon, De Niro, Dustin Hoffman.
De Niro plays the priest, I believe.
Yeah, De Niro's the priest, right?
Good movie, Sleepers.
Yeah, great movie, yeah.
Well, what's your favorite prison movie? And not just, I know. When you
I feel like I'm in an
prison.
airplane now. Jimmy, when, what's the name? The pilot's talking to the little boy. You ever been in a Turkish prison? You ever seen a grown man naked? What's your favorite
Obviously,
prison movie?
once you say prison, he thinks about getting penis. Somebody rubbing a penis off his head. I mean,
Shawshank.
Really?
Shawshank
Absolutely.
Shawshank.
Come on,
That's
that's a
the
great.
first one that comes to the
Yeah, that's the
mind.
first one that came to my mind.
Yeah, I like Clint Eastwood in fucking Escape from Alcatraz.
Okay.
But growing up, I don't know if you remember Bad Boys, the original.
A lot of people don't remember that movie.
What?
Penn.
Will Smith?
Sean Penn. See,
Sean
everybody goes to Will Smith.
I
They
know,
forget
I
about
know.
Sean Penn.
Sean Penn, who I can't stand, but
Yeah.
he was amazing in the original Bad Boys. He was with
People,
Sean
for
Penn.
some reason, I just had this talk with somebody yesterday, and they're like, Will Smith. I go, no.
Yeah.
The original
That's why I'm
Bad Boys
asking,
was
yeah.
Sean Penn.
Gotta be a little older.
And his
Say Morales is
co-star.
the co-star.
Okay.
which he just got a big part with Tom Cruise
Nice.
in Mission Impossible.
Oh, yeah, I did see him in the
was
trailer. Yeah.
Bomba's brother, remember?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, he just got a breakout, big, huge role. Tom Cruise put him on. But
Nice.
yeah, I like Escape. Bad Boys. I mean, it was okay. It's not really a prison, but it's about a young, they're in like Spofford or like some kind of
Like a juvie.
Right,
But
okay.
It was good.
Does the
You
Blues
should
Brothers
watch
count
it.
as a prison
Oh, I
movie?
love Blues Brothers.
I love that movie,
fuck.
man.
One of my favorites.
No?
I watched that 100,000 times.
Well, he gets out of prison in the beginning. They go back at the
You can
end.
tell if he's like serious at times. He just comes at you like a curveball.
That's what I do.
I know you're great at it, man. I'd like to just take your leg off and beat you with it.
Gotta get in line, man.
I like that. Brandon's like, get in line. I had to bring a whole fucking roast beef sandwich today to get on there.
With the au jus dip. That was crazy.
Oh, yeah, don't ruin the
For him to be like, oh, it's gross. It tastes like
So
fucking...
plain roast beef.
Plain roast beef on a roll. Nothing on
mayo?
it.
No mayo.
No mayo. Nothing. Just, and then you heat it up a little bit. Oh, it's
So how long have you been running this podcast over here, this show?
It's almost 6 years.
Wow.
Nice.
Claps up.
Good shit, man.
It started out with I was one of three. There were three co-hosts, and
There
now,
was
it's,
3 co-hosts.
and now it's down to one.
It's down to just you.
Yeah, Andy comes in every Friday except for today because he knew you were coming. Brandon comes. I'm kidding. He
Well,
had
he
a
bombed in my last show, so obviously.
Brandon comes in on Thursdays. And
Andy's good. Andy's funnier than you, though.
Oh, absolutely, he
He's
is.
the man.
Yeah,
Andy's
all right.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Very well respected on the Long Island comedy scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
We got to get a lot more comedians to do the New York circuit, though. The New York City circuit. They just stay out here. I think they have to stay out here, right? That's the way it works. If you do another venue, you don't get to perform here.
No,
That
they're
was a pretty good impression, I'm not going to lie.
no, they're fine. No, if it's local, yeah, they're a little upset about that. But no, in the city, they don't care.
It's tough. These shows that a lot of these people, they're coming into New York City, tourists, and they get spoon-fed to go to a comedy show. And a lot of these people that are selling tickets are telling me, hey, Chris Rock's on tonight. And all these comedians, then they get to the room, it's like, is Chris going to perform tonight? Like, Chris who? Rock?
Look, he hasn't been here in 40 years.
Wait, man,
That's a good upsell.
if you want people, there's a lot of great people in the Long Island scene that aren't, don't get the nod from,
Well, listen.
So I'm just saying, there's good
if they
people.
want, listen,
yeah.
more than happy to put them on, as, like Broadway's Got Talent once a month, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We do all that and we promote them. I like to give people opportunities, and my greatest reward is, when I put some of these comics on and I pay them on shows that
Yeah.
they don't have to have nobody in the audience, you know what I'm saying?
Well, but Terry too. Terry, who does Giga Room shows regularly, like tonight, where you can see this hilarious man right here.
Thank you.
Of course, he does the same thing. He gets a lot of local Long Island talent and puts them on.
And they have to, try to push in and I know
A lot of talent comes from Long Island.
Absolutely.
A
So
lot.
he has to have a certain amount of people in the seats.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a business. You're trying to sell tickets, so
Listen, it's
yeah,
not
you,
easy, man. I
you hope
get it.
it's not easy at all. We all know that it's not easy at all.
So I thought that tonight you're going to be doing your podcast.
I-
Last time we were here,
Right.
we were here.
That's me and Don. We come in here. We try to get in here Saturday nights, and that's what we call Life in the Green Room, and we get people
Exactly.
off the stages and we
Right.
talk about it. This is my show that I've been doing this for 6 years, where it's every weekday except Wednesday that I do from 11 to 12.
So Saturday night, there's no show tonight.
Not this week, no. Don's away, like I said, and then sometimes
So
I'll.
Don's the brains of the organization.
Absolutely.
Without
I
Don,
came in here 2 weeks ago without Don. I might have been the first time I did it without Don, and it bombed. It totally bombed.
Nobody. You ate a lot of dick. That's what the comics say, right?
Pretty much.
You know what I'm saying? Ate
Yes.
dick.
Ate dick. Yep. And yeah, I pretty much did. It wasn't the same without Don, and I couldn't. And I'm sitting in here trying to do a show, so I couldn't get
sad,
out there
man.
to get people to come in.
So while you're bombing,
yeah.
comedians are watching you and they're like this.
Oh, absolutely.
Laughing.
Oh yeah.
If you're killing it, comedians are like this.
Yes. Or that's when they come in because they're like, oh, if we're doing great, if we're killing, well, I need to be a part of that. We had Orlando Jones came in here maybe a month or two ago, over the summer. Orlando Jones, and I mean that they all came pouring in because Orlando Jones sitting there on the couch, and everybody wanted a little bit of screen time, when when I get the big names, but.
Did you ever have that guy come in here and watch him do comedy?
Never had him in
No,
here.
you never had him. 'Cause I'm looking at him right now, and he's like right there.
My favorite story, we were in here one night that Dice was playing.
Okay.
And when Dice comes here, every single time they put a sign on the door. Absolutely nobody is to enter this green room. Like, it's all by himself. So I didn't start the show yet, but I'm setting up, getting ready, and I see... Sure enough, one of these local guys opens the door and walks in, and I can hear the whole thing. I had the door open.
Wow.
Hi, Dice. I'm so-and-so. I'm not going to mention names. I'm so-and-so. We worked together back in the 80s. And it was just like watching one of his comedy routines. All I hear is, get the fuck out of this fucking room! No, but Dice, we worked together. I'm so-and-so.
I don't give
He
a
said,
fuck.
right, he said it again. He, get the fuck out of this! And he this guy fucking bolted out, comes running. And then James just appeared out of nowhere. And he got right on this guy. Aren't I nice to you? Aren't I good to you? You see the sign? Why do you got to go in there? Why do you got to do that? I'm sorry. I'm James. I'm so sorry. And I swear, I'm just sitting there thinking, thank God that I was not involved. I'm glad somebody else is in trouble and I had
you
nothing to
could
do.
read.
What?
Thank God you could
Oh,
read.
yes, exactly. Yes. So, and then Dice did at one point. He did walk by. He didn't, he said hi. Like, because that's the thing, don't go near Dice. He gets mad. Like, he has this, like, persona around here is, like you can't go near him. But he stopped at the door real quick, said a quick hello.
Well,
that was it. But
we actually have this big venue right now in Astoria, a very well-known venue, and George is talking to people about possibly bringing...
Yeah, I want to do a comedy once a week,
What's
either
his
Wednesdays
name?
or Thursdays.
Who are we going after?
Jim Brewer.
oh,
Jim
nice.
Brewer.
Very cool.
Yeah.
We have a venue it's a very huge venue.
Fits 600.
600.
nice.
So we're bringing the next level comedy to Astoria,
Right.
really big, because George's friend they own Salsa con Fuego is the #1 Tuesday night comedy room in America right now.
Well, Tuesday night. Of course
matter.
it is.
Yeah, well,
Because nobody's doing Tuesday comedy.
Hey, I'm doing Tuesday comedy.
Well,
so
true,
what's up,
true.
Tony?
there's a
You're
lot
right.
of Tuesday nights, but you're talking about big acts, my brother.
Really?
Yeah, it's hard to bring
Knock 'em
people
down
out.
right
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
Just let 'em know. Make sure he never walks in there.
They had whatchamacallit on lately, the Wayne's brother, the younger one.
Oh, sure.
He did
Mike
two
Epps is
two
performing
days.
there.
Oh, nice.
Lavelle.
Lavelle was there.
big-
Oh, yeah.
So I actually performed on stage. And they,
Now, I'm not making a joke. I'm being dead serious. Because I don't know Queens. I don't. I'm a Long Island
it's
guy.
the Bronx.
What?
That's in the
That's
Bronx.
the
That's
Bronx.
the venue.
Oh, I thought you said Astoria.
Or yeah, the one we're looking at is in
The one
Astoria.
we're looking at
Right.
is Astoria, and we're trying to bring the same flavor that they're bringing.
They want to
in the
emulate
Bronx.
what they do there.
We want to bring big names, not Tuesday night. We're thinking about doing a Thursday night.
Nice.
And there is a possibility the doors open for doing a Saturday night also.
Okay.
But we're bringing big names with big budgets.
Right. All right. But my question was going to be: is Astoria like a place where you could get a lot of people for events like
I
this?
think it's getting there. That's why
Yeah.
we're looking at it. It's on the map.
Oh yeah, is it? Yeah. It's kind of getting built up like
There's
Brooklyn
little,
was a few years back.
little.
Wow.
A lot of artists. in
lot of
Astoria.
artists.
Really?
A lot of
Comedy
artists.
spots.
A lot of comedians.
It's a different demographic, though.
Yes. A
Oh,
lot of,
yeah.
Salsa
Okay.
is
Rents.
Afrocentric.
Yeah.
Right,
obviously.
right.
You know, people, there's, rents are pretty high in Astoria right now.
Okay.
And you mentioned into this that Astoria right now, across the country, is one of the biggest moving places. Remember you were saying
Oh
something?
yeah, Story's been on the map as far. It got on number 8 on Time Out magazine a few years
Oh, no
back
kidding.
in the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
Best neighborhood came in number 8 in the world, so that's
No
pretty
idea.
good.
Even with him there.
Even
Yes.
with Greg there, yes.
Was he
Like a
mentioned in the
motherfucking-
article? They mentioned fish binds, and all the trees.
You'll be waiting a long time to be on one of my productions. Just want you to know that.
Tony, I got a part
I
for
don't know
you.
why Don even cashed you, but it's okay.
Because I got
Because
him
you
access
got
to
him
this.
fucking governors.
That's
There you
it.
go. It
That's
was
the
the
only reason.
location. There's a reason.
Nothing to do with
Because,
talent.
if you want to be on the show, you got to bring food. Thank you, Brandon. That made a lot of sense. First time I'm on a bring food podcast. I got to tell Al Martin. Al, I know you because Al's the king of bringer shows. Now I'm going to tell him I was on the show that you have to bring food to get on the podcast.
Tony, I got something for you, my next project. It's you can be the usher, sitting people down in the theater. That's what you're going to do.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
God.
It's 12:30. It's time for us to go. So
It's over.
That's it.
We spent a whole hour and a half with this.
You
fucking
did.
Guy. Unbelievable.
Always
Thank God
fun.
Brandon was here.
That's what I do. I'm the social lubricant of the Knockem Dead show.
The social.
Take us
lubricant.
out, Brandon, with some vocals, man.
Yeah, man. Vocals. Yeah, vocals.
Oh man, what was
I keep bugging him. I keep bugging him. He thinks he's sang on here. I don't think he has. So I've been.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's get it. Come on, you must have a go-to.
Can you give him a little?
Little Bocelli, little Bocelli.
Doesn't have to be a whole thing. Just like
dance, monkey, fucking dance. All right,
two lines. 2 lines.
Let him do it.
2 lines.
Little Queen.
What'd you call me? No, I'm the opposite. I'm a baritone, man. Freddie Mercury's a fucking
okay, gotcha.
soprano.
Gotcha. Little
So
Barry
you got the
White.
lingo down. I didn't even know that Freddie
Yeah,
Mercury was a
yeah.
soprano. Hold on, let's see what this is. Look at this, Laura Spain.
Oh, that's what she
Saved
looks
by
like?
the phone. Fuck yeah.
No. I
No,
No, you gotta answer
I
that shit.
silenced that motherfucker.
No
Ah,
wonder
we
you-
got 3. It's 12:29. We
Mom,
got
that's up to
Tony's
Barry White.
bald head just turned hot red just now.
I
when I saw the
did.
picture of that.
But no wonder you're working with her. She's gorgeous.
Because I'm good looking, Tony. You're not good looking. There's a difference. Okay, go ahead, buddy. Go ahead, Brandon.
It's 12:30.
Come on,
rule.
12:27. I'm looking at.
I might have you just perform on one of my comedy shows. You don't even have to do comedy. You could just sing.
I don't wanna
Comedy
do
is
that.
Spectacular.
Little Bocelli, come on.
Oh my god.
Do you know who Barry White is?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. I'm just asking. You're young.
Yeah.
It's a good question.
I was a big Sinatra guy.
All right.
That was
Sinatra.
my,
Bring in the
Now, what is that
Congress,
called?
do the
Is
thing,
that
man.
called singing, or there was another word that
Crooning.
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 Yes.
So can you
Crooning.
do a little crooning for us?
Summer wind.
I love
Summer wind.
That's a fuck.
Look, if I get an audition request, I'll you know, that's
Okay,
my
all
answer.
right. Listen, stick to your guns. I respect that.
Wow. All right.
All right, there you go, Tony.
All right. Tonight's the big night. Head on out to the Giga Room and see Terry McNeely. Oh, you just put it away. Who else is playing that? Terry McNeely. Is Billy Geyer part of that tonight?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, Billy Geyer, Joe Winchell, Travis Grant, Hugh Murray. This is a good lineup.
Yeah.
Donna Moran. That's a good show. So go check that out tonight at the Giggle Room. On other Governors Comedy stages this weekend, Vladimir Kamano, Carla Okeson, Mike Keegan, Marcy Green on Sunday, Johnny McDonald, Laura Patton is at the brokerage with Brian Scalero, the Uncle Louie Variety Show, another great friend of ours. They're playing tomorrow night at the brokerage. Wellie Jackson's out at McGuire's, Harry Friedman, and of course, great Kritikos. And don't forget, Sunday night, right here, Governors on the patio, Knockem Dead Comedy performing our mob-themed murder mystery.
Which I'm still waiting to be on that show. He's been telling me
I-
about this
Should
for
be
like
on
10
it.
years.
My
I'm
theme,
still.
man.
And I told you, I was
Come on,
dead
Frank's
honest with
gotta be
you.
on that.
We only pay our actors $50, so I figured you're above that.
Doesn't matter. I'll donate it to a charity.
All right.
But you got to give me the $50.
Well,
And I
of
can
course
donate it.
Of course, I give you the $50.
So what's my role? Like, I come up and what do I do? I don't know.
You got to act a little bit.
Okay.
Let's see your
Give
role.
me a date. Close the deal.
All right.
Stop talking about it all the time.
All right, stop yelling at me.
So full of shit, this guy. I swear to God, it's suspect producer.
Oh, there we go. There's a nice comment. Chris Thomas, I've seen plenty of Tony's what show? I've seen plenty of Tony shows, and they're brilliant. Thank you,
Excellent.
Chris. Thank you.
What did you pay him?
Chris is a woman. She's a gorgeous blonde, by the way.
She doesn't have to bring food.
No, just herself.
She just has to lick Tony's stuff.
Oh, God, I got to get out of there with that.
Thursday, September 21st, the best open mic in Long Island, Broken Mic in the Giggle Room. Do
There
that
you go.
too.
Very nice. Thank you, pal. I
host that one,
didn't want to
you?
forget that.
I'll tell you that.
All right,
Fun.
so there you go. Govs.com to make your reservations to all the shows we mentioned.
Do it up.
Do you want to promote any social media, anything else?
Follow me on Greg Kritikos on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter.
Water. That's awesome.
Your father would like that joke. Okay? And yes, take a look at the Slice, Greg the Greek. Our pilot just got picked up. October 30th, we will be shooting Connie, the Big Cheese. Very excited. And there'll be a lot of actors and comics that I'm sure a lot of people know.
Yep.
And we are super excited. And we might give Tony an opportunity to come and maybe do some gaff work or something, carry something. I don't know. If he brings food.
I was about to say, yeah, we're going to send him to pick up lunch. Thank you, George. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Brandon. Everybody have a great weekend, and we'll see you later. What will you experience at a Knockem Dead Comedy Murder Mystery Show? Suspense, excitement, love, more love, violence. Well, not really. And, of course, some music. Knockem Dead Comedy is the #1 murder mystery troupe, entertaining thousands of people for over 20 years.
You have a great night or what?
Good. Their hilarious murder mystery shows are full of audience interaction from beginning to end that will keep you laughing all night long. Their shows are not to be missed. Knockem Dead Comedy's murder mystery themes include a mob show, a redneck wedding, a high school reunion, a family reunion with a luau theme, or your own custom show.
Johnny, you have a good time tonight or what?
Had an awesome time.
All right. She had a great time. KDC, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, all right.
Fundraisers